All right, guys, welcome everybody to our back office training. We were on a call with the elite distributors just a few days ago, and we decided that this is something that we really needed to do, almost calling it like a breakout session. Some of you don't know what that is. A breakout session at our elite academies is where you get to kind of go really dive into some subjects you want to learn about. There's the general session and there's breakouts. Well, that's kind of how we're going to treat this. The people that are on here tonight are the people who really want to dive into specifics into their back office to understand how to use the software that the company provides you. And we're going to do that. We're going to keep it really tight, concise, and then it's going to be inside of a section of our Facebook group. The Facebook group's name is Team True Blue. You have to be invited in to get in there. Once you're in, there's a to your left, kind of like I don't want to call it a table of contents, a menu of sorts. Just hit units, and in units, we have some training, social media training, and then now we're going to have a unit for back office training. And Mr. Gary Stern, Elite Pro 7 out of Melbourne, Florida, has joined us tonight. I'm not going to lie. When I thought about us doing this, one of the first names I thought about was Gary, just because this guy, I don't know too many people that run spreadsheets like Gary. And I don't know too many people that can figure out technology as fast as Gary. And so I'm like, why even mess around? Let's just see if Gary will get on and volunteer. So Gary, thank you for being on here. Let's jump right into this thing. Gary, why don't you outline for us? Everybody needs to learn their back office, but right now we need to get this bad boy dialed in, because there's some serious cash extra above compensation. Like the compensation plan pays nearly 50 cents on the dollar. Do you guys know that every dollar the company gets for product, nearly 50 cents goes back to the network responsible for finding that dollar? It's insane. So go build a big network and a big net. So 50%. So think about that, guys. Think about this. Lynette and I's network has sold over $170 million. What that means to me is my friends have made $85 million in the last 10 years, okay? This is a wonderful, wonderful way of doing business. And we want you to get your hands on the next group of money. Now, on top of that 50 cents on the dollar, for the next 2 months, the company is running a promo to help people get to our core rank, which is Pro 3, and then Pro 4, 5, and 6. It's an extremely important part of our company. People in those ranks are phenomenal people, and they're not real new, but they haven't been around usually for 10 years. They're kind of in the middle there, and kind of in that transition phase that may be doing this full time. So Gary, I'm gonna kick this over to you to share your screen, talk about the cash that's on the table, and then I'm gonna be watching the chat and the Q&A so we can maybe hit some strategic questions before we switch over to the back office. Okay, sound good?
Yep, you got it, my friend. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for asking me to do this. Guys, what's happening? This is my favorite topic right here, is talking business, talking numbers. So let me get my screen shared here. Give me just a second. I had the slides pulled up. There it is. Share. Brandon, just give me a thumbs up if you can see it clearly, please. Should be able to. And
it's all good.
All right, and I hit play, so it should
all good
go. There it goes. Boom. All right, so flip the switch, flip the business switch. I'm going to jump right in. Of course, they're just trying to make our lives easier right now. Give us a little extra cashish in our pocket with the richest promo in history. So like Brandon said, there's 3 ways, guys. You're going to reach, return, and mentor. And I'm going to jump right into the first one. The first one is to reach. It's to challenge each and every one of us to hit those stretch goals, right? You may be brand new and you may have said, wow, I want to hit Pro 1 or 2 in my first month, but we're stretching you to go for that Pro 3 rank. And here's why. When you achieve the sales volume to rank advance either May or June, you're going to receive a one-time payout reach bonus. When you maintain that the following month, so let's say you hit it May or June, That's the reach bonus. When you maintain that, then in June or July, you're going to receive a one-time maintenance bonus. Now, why is there a maintenance bonus in there for May? People that hit Pro 3, and I know we had quite a few Pro 3s on Team True Blue that hit it in the month of April, you are eligible for a maintenance bonus in May. That's why May is listed there in the maintenances, because you hit it in April, you hit it again in May, you have maintained it, or rank advanced to Pro 4, and then you have reached to the next goal. Guys, I'm a visual learner. Brandon, don't hate me. That's what you get, 250 when you hit Pro 3. If you do it in your first month, they put an extra Benjamin in there. When you hit Pro 4, that's what it looks like. Guys, these are real dollar bills. This is what it looks like when you hit Pro 4. $500 extra dollars. And I'm going to go over what each of that means. Pro 3, Pro 4, 5, and 6. Pro 5. And guys, Pro 6. By the way, that one's, there's 20 of those plus 5 extras. So I know that's a crazy visual. Don't think, oh, it's all about the money. But guys, this promo, I want you to see what it looks like for real. This is for real. So that's what the reach is to get there. What does return mean? Well, this means in some cases, there's people that have hit a rank and they push super hard, had a lot of new volume come in. Maybe the subscriptions didn't catch up and they have fallen back a rank, right? So they've been recognized before at some time in their entire career as a Pro 3, 4, 5, or 6. But in the last 4 months, January, February, March, or April, they didn't hit that rank. It's cool. You're now eligible to hit a one-time return to rank bonus for achieving the sales volume of the highest recognized rank. So you hit Pro 3 back in December. You haven't hit it again in January, February, March, or April. You return to Pro 3 in May. You get paid $250. You maintain that again in June, another $250. I'm not going to hold up the money every time, guys. You guys know what it looks like now. Pro 4, same thing. Pro 5, same thing. Pro 6. So guys, get this. You may have hit Pro 6 3 years ago and been paid as a Pro 5 for the last, say, couple years. And now they're pushing you to stretch for Pro 6 in May, get $2,500 extra in your pocket, hit it again in June, get an extra $2,500 in your pocket, or hit it in June and hit it again in July. So anybody that was paid below one of these ranks is eligible as long as you're returning to the highest rank that you were ever paid at, if that makes sense. The highest paid at rank for, but you had to have been paid below it in January, February, March, or April. Okay?
Hey, Gary, let me jump in real quick. Let
Yes.
me just answer a question because it's important. So someone's saying, how do you reach those ranks? Guys, ranks are sales volumes. Pro 1 is 1,000 a month in sales, minimum. Pro 2 is 2,500 a month in sales. Pro 3 is 5,000 a month in sales. And then 4 is 10,000, 5 is 20,000, and Pro 6 is 50,000 a month. So how do you get those ranks? You sell product and your group sells product. So that's how you do it. Gary, back to you.
Yep. And I had taken it off of screen share because, well, let me finish this one. And then I'm going to show people that actually in a document just to make life easier so they can visually see what those look like, each of those ranks. So go back over here, jump back in. So the next one is, come on, let me hit the play button. There we go. The next one is the mentoring bonus. Guys, mentoring is available for anybody that's already a Pro 3 or higher. And here are the requirements. You need to create 500 in new sales volume. So first of all, you have to be Pro 3 or higher. You have to create a minimum of 500 in new sales volume. What does that mean? 500 in new sales volume. Simple. You enroll a gold pack or platinum pack distributor. Those are 500 or 1,000 points. You enroll 5 people on a Tri-Synergizer as customers. That's 500 points. Any mixing and matching of those things. I'm not going to go through every possible scenario, but 500 in new volume. You're Pro 3 or higher, and every one of your personal enrollments means you enrolled that distributor. They weren't placed under you. You personally enrolled that distributor. You're going to get a one-time bonus for mentoring them to that rank of half of what they made. So you help somebody get back to Pro 3, they make $250, you make 125. Help them get to Pro 4, they make 500, you get 250. Help one of your personal enrollments get to Pro 5, you make 500. Help one of your personal enrollments get back up to Pro 6, you make 1250. Yes, I start smiling as they go up. I can't help it. I can't help it. So the rest of these are scenarios, Brandon. I'm going to stop the screen share here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over just super quick. And just so that people understand, Pro 3 in this entire thing, guys, is the key. You kept hearing me say Pro 3 over and over again. You got to be paid at Pro 3 or higher. You got to get to Pro 3 to even kind of get into this whole thing, right? Either you're going to reach for Pro 3, you're going to get back to Pro 3, or you're going to be paid as Pro 3 or higher to get the mentoring bonus. So obviously this is an extremely important rank. And I don't want people to look at this and go, oh my gosh, look at all these numbers. Guys, focus in on these columns. Hopefully you can see my little pointer right here, but focus in on these columns. I know I can annotate. I tried this before to practice it. Where's my little drawer? There it is. I'm going to draw a squiggly line and then get rid of this thing. Get rid of it. There we go. So right here, these are the ranks we're talking about right here, right? Getting people through these ranks right here up to Pro 3. What is Pro 3? It means you have a minimum of 100 in personal volume. Guys, if I can make a recommendation, make sure you have 200. You're going to be eligible for all the commissions that way. 200 in personal volume, 5,000 points. Where do the points come from? It's simple. They come from distributor enrollments in your group who purchase product packs that have 250, 500, or 1,000 points in them. They come from customers that you enroll that have anywhere from, I think on the lowest end, 12 points for the hand cream, all the way up on the high end for the ultimate stack, you get 200 points, and everything in between, customer-wise, right? When you add all that together, it has to be 5,000 points or higher. And then this is the part right here that I really want people to focus on. To hit Pro 3, you need 2 legs of volume. What does that mean? It means the most you can qualify from any one single leg. A leg is like a distributor that you've enrolled. That, what they do, the volume they create, that's a leg. That the most you can take from any one single leg is 4,000 points. That means you need 1,000 in outside volume. That's what it means, this minimum PV of combined leg. It's simple, guys. You just need to have at least a couple of people going. Could you also get there with enrolling on a platinum pack and then enrolling somebody who enrolls 3 people deep? Yeah, absolutely, because you have 1,000 already that's your own volume outside of that leg of volume that has maybe 4 platinum packs in it. And I'm giving you like the fastest case scenario on how to get there. There's a million ways to Sunday to get there. What you need to remember though, everything is hinging on that Pro 3.
Gary,
Then from there, we build to 4 or 5.
Let me interject there because there's some people asking some questions. You can get all that outside balance with customers, guys. It doesn't have to be distributors. You can get all that outside balance. So an aunt, an uncle can buy a bunch of products, and you got a couple family members. You got your product. You got your $1,000. PV always counts as an outside leg. Okay, PV, unless you're stacking it under leg, and Pro 3's, really probably that's a whole nother conversation, right? Those customers, they count as outside volume. Okay, so go get you $1,000 in outside volume of your. If you only got one leg and you're in, you qualify.
Yep.
And one other thing I need to hit on. I'm doing it in the chat, Gary. So guys, January through April. It doesn't matter how long they've been in the business. They could be in the business 10 years or 10 days. Whatever their highest rank was, January through April becomes the waterline, the benchmark. Okay, so if you hit Pro if you hit Pro 6 in February and fell back to Pro 5 in March, well, Pro 6 is the highest paid. So if you fell back to Pro 5, the company is going to pay you $2,500 to get back to Pro 6. That's what we're talking about. Okay. And so anyway, Gary, I'm gonna keep knocking these out as they're coming up because it's good questions. So you keep running.
Please do, because I'm not able to keep an eye on the chat as much because I'm trying to keep an eye on what I'm showing. So anytime, just interject. So guys, where did I find this? Okay, so first, let me just cover what 4, 5, and 6 are, since those are the next ranks to achieve. Pro 4 is 10,000 points worth of volume, so it doubles from Pro 3. Still 2 legs that are necessary, right? Right here, you see 2 legs. Oh, my little pointer thing went away. I think I turned it off, but all good in the hood. There we go. We're back again. Let me move that out of the way. So 10,000, 2 legs of volume. The most you can take from any one leg then is going to be 8,000. You need 2,000 outside of it. Pro 5 is where you go to 3 legs, right? Pro 5 and Pro 6 means you need 3 legs. The split is 60, 40, 60, 30, 10, excuse me, 60%, 30%, 10%. What I do to make this easy, guys, is I have a cheat sheet that I created for myself. Take 60% of 20,000 is 12,000, take 30% of that, it's 6, and the last is 2. That way you know exactly what it is. The most you can take from your biggest leg is 12,000, 6,000, 2,000. Don't want to get too confusing. By the time you hit Pro 5 and 6, you're going to understand and know exactly what the requirements are. Trust me on that one. But I'm giving you an idea of what you would need so that people that ask me, should I just structure it and build it all in one leg? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You need to make sure that you have enough width so that you at least have 3 or more legs so that you can get through these ranks of business, guys. So that's what it means. The minimum of combined leg is always the outside volume outside of your strongest leg, or in the case of Pro 5 and 6, your 2 strongest legs. 60%, 30%, 10%. I hope that makes sense. Don't want to confuse you. Remember, let's focus on the Pro 3 rank. If you're already there, go create more Pro 3s. If you're not there yet, get there. It's that simple. That's how we win in this incentive. All right, let me stop this share right here. Any questions until I pull up one more thing, Brandon?
Go ahead. I'll instead of typing it in. So Rosemary, yes, I typed it in. If you get back to that rank because you hit it in March but not April, yes. So but March is your high water mark, right? So January through April. So if you slid back to Pro 4 from Pro 5, or slid back to 3 from 4, it just whatever your rank was January through April, the highest rank you are January through April becomes the rank they're using as your waterline. That now becomes your not necessarily win back, because maybe you were just trying to simplify this for you. If you went from 5 to 3, okay, they will pay you to come back to 5. Okay, but because 3 would have been your highest rank January through April, let's say. But if Pro 4 was your highest rank January to April, then they're going to pay you to get back to go to 5, not to 4, because 4 was the rank. Let's say you hit Pro 4 in March. They're not going to pay you to get back to 4 because 4 was your highest rank in those 4 months. Okay, so you're looking at getting to Pro 5 and then Pro 6. And the other question was about product. Can a customer order $500 in product? Yes.
Yes. And so the simple answer, whatever your highest ever rank is what you got to get back to. Whatever your rank was January through April is what your baseline is. Get back to where you need to be. If you're looking to get back somewhere, if you're brand new, you're reaching to get to that Pro 3 rank, especially. Faster you do it, the more you get, because you get those pace setter bonuses. So Here's the deal, guys. I like to show where to go find things, right? We need to be resourceful. It's kind of funny. If you look up here in the URL, look at the word. It's right there. Resources. We need to be resourceful. In fact, I think it's in our core values, if I'm not mistaken. So all of us have our replicated website. Do not send people to mine. Send them to yours. I'm just using mine as an example because I got to use one. Scroll down to, it's on the bottom of every single page. I'm going to go back to the home page just to show you where I got to this, because I get asked these questions probably more than anything else. And I want to show you. So in case you want to go back and review that document that we just showed you, so you know what the rules of the game are, here's all the headlines right now that the company has. Scroll to the bottom of the page. It'll populate. Give it a second here. Come on, internet. Work with me. You were working earlier. Don't give me that little spinny thing. All right. Notice here at the bottom, if you ever have a question, scroll to the bottom of your replicated website. Chances are the answer is there somewhere. You want to learn about recognition? Right there. My Life Venture program? Right there. Any of the promotions going on, the Flip the Business Switch, you want to see the exact slides I just showed you? They're right there, right here. What I'm going to highlight is this, resources. It's under support, resources. When you click on resources, they've just updated virtually all of these, virtually all of them, especially the sales compensation plan highlights and the sales compensation plan. That's what I was just showing you guys, the sales compensation plan highlights right there. So I wanted you to know where to go find it. There's that's the exact document I was just showing you. So when you want to know what the rules of the game are, how do I get to Pro 3? Remember, 5,000 in volume, 2 legs, 80%, the max out of any one leg, 4,000 in volume, 1,000 has to come outside of that. Everything below that just tells you how you get paid. But the way to get there is the bar that's in this area right here, guys. Hope that helps. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to change gears a little bit. This is our fearless leader, Callie Mott. I'm sorry this isn't populated with more than 100 PV worth of data. Callie is still working her way. She's hit Pro 1, I think, in her first month because she enrolled on a gold pack and then got an upgrade according to this test thing they gave me. But what I want to show you is where to go to get some of this information. First and foremost, you can click on PV to see what is your actual personal volume for the month. If you want to see what it's comprised of, you can click here. And in this case, you'll notice 100 of it came from personal PV. So I guess that's personal volume. And the other is PC, or preferred customer personal volume. This comes up a lot, guys. You want to make sure you're eligible. You don't want to work your way towards Pro 3 and not get paid on the way there. Make sure you have a minimum of 100 PV, minimum. At least 40 of that has to come from you guys. It's just easier. Just have 100 yourself, minimum. Add in a Tri-Synergizer to that, a customer on a Tri-Synergizer, plus yours, or be on the ultimate stack and you're at 200. You don't ever have to even worry about that part again. Then from there, you can go in and start looking at some of the reports. These reports, you can't break them, guys. You can't hurt them. It's not like you're going to go in and mess something up. Trust me. If I haven't been able to break it yet, Brandon saw I had a breakdown earlier because I have mine all set up with all these formatting and everything else. I had a little bit of breakdown. Brandon, I got it back to how it looked before. But in this case, what we're going to look at, guys, is detailed genealogy. I want you to be able to go and find people in your organization. If you're brand new, you'll need to know this in the future, but this is where you would go to find people in your organization. Now, you'll notice that Callie is the only one in her organization, that the generated subscription volume is right here at 100 points. Her PV is 100, her OV is 100. What I'm showing you this for is you can look here and you can see who is close with this OV. It's right here. I just highlighted it for you guys. OV is organizational volume. Remember from the chart I was showing you before, you had to have 5,000 points or more to be a Pro 3. Go in your back office, guys, to this detailed genealogy. you can actually click. See how when I hover over it, I hope it does for you guys. It turns from an arrow to like a little Mickey Mouse pointer hand. If I click on that, which there's only one person in this example I'm showing you, it's going to sort the report in ascending order. If I click it a second time, it sorts it descending. Why is that important? Because then you can go in and look and see who's at 4,999 in volume, who's at 4,500. I have somebody in my organization, she's been at 3,000 to 3,500 in volume. And I remind her on those last days of the month, you're only 1,500 away from Pro 3. And then I go one step further. And again, this is a coaching moment to help your team. I say, you're only 1,500 away. And if you enroll a platinum pack and a gold pack, you're there. 3 gold packs, you're there. A gold pack and they bring in a platinum pack, you're there. Whatever a few customers and a platinum pack, you're there. Whatever the mix is, but it gives you the numbers. The scoreboard is right there. And look under OV. What I always do though is I always slide. When I look at that person's OV, I always slide to the left because I've seen OVs over 5,000 points with 0 PV. That means they have the volume requirements to be a Pro 3 or higher, but they don't have the personal volume. They don't have an order, or they don't have enough orders. And I don't know about you, but if I was going to get 350 big ones or 250 big ones by placing a 100-point order, $100 order, it's kind of a no-brainer. Spend 100, make 250. That's a great return. If the stock market did that every day, I wouldn't be working. So, Brandon, I'm going to turn it back to you. Any questions come in with all that?
Yeah, no. So let's go now, Gary, and show them. Let's go show them how they find their subscription orders and know how to start setting goals. This is critical for you guys. So number one, if you've got an organization, Gary just showed you a way to go in and start identifying who might be close to that Pro 3 rank, Pro 4 rank, Pro 5 rank, 6. And key in on Pro 3, guys. That's the key. Because the more Pro 3s you create, the more 4s and 5s and 6s naturally are going to happen. But the way you do it outside of pulling report is you'll go over and under quick reports on the right side, 4 down, you see subscription volume overview report. So click on
this. This is on our homepage. Real quick, this is on the homepage. All I did was click home right here in the virtual office. And then go ahead, Brandon. Keep going.
Click on that. I don't know if Callie's going to have a subscription. Maybe not, because this is a mock-up back office, guys. But it may. So it shows, okay, it's showing that she actually has 100 for this month. So
Yep.
in your back office, if you've been around since February, it will show you February's volume, March's volume, April's volume, and also this current month. What is volume? Volume, Tommy, is the amount of subscription dollars that have come into your organization. And so, Gary, go show them that tab again. It's all the way to the right. Okay.
Yep.
And as Gary's doing
under
this,
the home screen,
go all the way to the right under quick reports. And it's the 4th one down, subscription volume overview. If you miss something, guys, just go watch the recording of this so we can keep moving through it. But here's the deal. If you want to be a Pro 3, we know that's 5,000 points, okay, or volume, right? And so let's say you've got 3,000 when it says subscription GV, that's gross volume. So this gross volume of subscription in the month of April, let's say that was 3,000 in the month of April. You know that you're going to be pretty close to that number, give or take a few $100, 3,000. So that means you need 5,000 as a Pro 3, and you had 3,000 in subscriptions. What it means is you're probably going to need about 2,000 points of new enrollments for the month of May, a little less than $100 a day. So that's how you do it. Like if you need 2,000 points in the month of May, you just take 2,000, divide it by the days of the month, and now you have a goal, a daily goal for volume that needs to come in for you and your entire team to be able to hit the rank. And this works the same way. Lynette and I did this all the way up through Pro 10, and we're doing it again right now. You better bet your bottom dollar I know my subscription totals every month, because they are critical to two things. They are critical to your paycheck, and they are critical to your next rank. You got to know that number, guys. Okay, so Gary, I'm going to kick it back over to you, and maybe you can show them now. Did we show them in the report? I know you showed the OV there in the report. Why don't you click over to Callie again, and let's just see if we can quickly show them how they can use filters to go in and change some things around so they can see all the people that's joined in the last month, or all the people that's joined in the last 3 months. Because guys, the people that joined in April are the most important people to your business. The people that joined in the last 90 days are the second most important people in your business. The most important people in all of Team True Blue are the people that enrolled in the month of April. Okay. And then next to them is March, and next to them is February, and next to them is January. Right. So Gary, I'm going to kick this back over to you. Show them how to go pull some reports.
You got it. Brandon, did those annotations show up as I was doing?
Yeah, sure did. Sure did.
Oh, sweet. Awesome. Cool. All right. So guys, to do the reports, the majority of the reports that I focus on, quite frankly, are the member summary, the detailed genealogy, and the watch list. It's kind of like every other one. That's just what I focus on the most. I'm going to go back to detailed genealogy because this is where you set up what it looks like, right? Based on what's most important to you. So here in the middle, you'll notice it says levels 0 to 10. On mine, I switched it to 100 because I'm planning on being at least 100 levels deep when this thing's all said and done, right? I always keep mine defaulted to distributors unless I'm specifically looking for like customers at the end of the month where their subscriptions didn't run. Then you may just switch it over here to preferred customers and switch it off of distributor. Maybe you want to look at your personally enrolled customers because those are the ones that you should be reaching out to and teaching your teams to do the same thing. Because it'd be kind of weird that you're reaching out to somebody else's customer. They don't even know who you are. So that's where when we say after the 25th of the month and all the subscriptions have run to do some customer service or customer maintenance, switch it here to preferred customer, personally enrolled, click update report, and it would pull up a list of all your personally enrolled preferred customers. Now I'm going to switch it back though. I'm going to switch it back here to distributor, and I'm going to go into formatting. Formatting, we have every available column displayed. So if you have the person on a watch list, these are people that you specifically want to key in on. When your organization gets bigger, you can't keep track of thousands of people, but you can keep track of your top 10, top 20, top 30. I like to do it as the tops of each leg so that I know who's at the top of each leg so I can quickly calculate the percentages of my volume coming from each leg. However you want to do that, their ID number, how many levels down they are in your organization. I'm not going to read through all these guys. They're pretty obvious what they are. On mine, I get rid of all the personal info. Right here, I don't need their cell. I don't need their fax number. I don't need their address. Maybe you want to know what city they're in or state so you can group them. I'm just usually using this report for numbers, so I get rid of all that, right? And now watch what happens. Get rid of the privacy flag. I'm going to get rid of OV and PV because I'm already going to have that listed in May, April, and March. Now watch what happens. I just moved a bunch of columns out. See, it says displayed, available. I moved the displayed ones out and left this over here. Now watch. I'm going to click update report. Watch what happens here. It cleaned it up. A lot of those other extraneous columns are gone, and that's it. It simplified it. Maybe that's still too much for you. I guess it left home phone. I didn't see that, so I don't want the home phone. Home, I'm going to get rid of that. I don't need to know their renewal date. I don't even know what that means, honestly. I've been in the business 9 years. You don't need it. So now look, the report, when I pulled it up again, now the home phone number is gone. Now it's just numbers. I can see when they enrolled, when they last ordered, when their auto ship is, what day it ships on. Pretty cool, right? And over here, I can compare. Like in April, Callie didn't have any OV because she enrolled in April and then in May had a subscription run. In fact, there would have been volume over there in April, but because it's a test result.
Guys, this filter section is huge too. Underneath that is filters. When you go into filters,
that's where I'm headed.
You can actually put in, you see right now, you can put in ranks and you can put in PV. So you can actually search people in your organization that maybe they don't have 100 PV. And we call it dialing for dollars. Literally at the end of every month, we teach dial for dollars. I mean, literally, we've got people that have earned, this is going to blow your mind. I've got people that would have not earned $1,000 check because they didn't have 100 PV. And I make a phone call and say, hey, if you put in a $20 order, put in a $40 order, you got a check coming. You can go help your team, guys. Leaders lead. Go dial for dollars. Teach your team how to dial for dollars. It starts with this report with PV. You can also, I find my new rock stars. I mean, guys, we got 117,000 people now. So what I do is I'll go in sometimes and I'll want to know who's got the most PV on my team. And I can run the report right here. I can put PV between 3,000 and 10,000 and it pulls them up. And now I see who my rockstar salespeople are. I'm like, wait, how in the world are they selling that much product? I got to find out. I got to meet them. I'll call them. So this report, this filter section is what you guys really need to dial into. And here's the deal. We're just glazing over this. The only way to learn anything is to roll your sleeves up and get dirty. Okay. Roll your sleeves up. Just get yourself a cup of coffee tomorrow and sit down to this thing after you do all your invites and follow-ups, whatever. Dial into this and learn this back office. Click the buttons like Gary said. You're not going to mess anything up. All you got to do, if you think you got messed up, see that to the right side where it says subscription default, update report. See that reset to default? If you really screw up the report and it's a mess, just click that, reset to default. Unless you've got a really nice watch list and you don't want to do that. You don't want to mess
if
up.
If you got it dialed in where you love it, then click it as save it as your default. And that's how all your reports pop up. The member summary, all the different reports pop up the same way. If you got it dialed in where you love it. If you click reset to default, it'll kick it back to how it was with everything in there. And you can go ahead and go back to how you want it. Brandon, one other way to find a rock star, when you have this, when it's populated, let's say there were, like you said, thousands of people in here, click on PV over here one time. It'll put all the zeros at the top. Click on PV one more time. It'll put the highest PV people at the very top of your list. So that's how I find my rock stars. There's more, Brandon showed you one way. This is another way. It's just showing you, you can get there. It's the principle. The principle is look for the people with those high PVs. What are they doing? They've got a lot of customers is what that means. They've got a lot of customers.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
What's that?
I just said, what are they doing? Find out what they're doing. Go ahead, B.
Yeah. So the biggest takeaway for you guys that I think you should take away from this is, number one, make sure you know your subscription totals from the month of April. Figure that out tonight. And then just subtract whatever rank you're running for, whatever that volume is, whether it's 50,000, 20,000, 10,000, or 5,000. That's our different ranks. And then subtract your subscription total from the previous month. It's going to leave a gap, and that gap might be $500. It might be 5,000. And then you simply take 5,000 and divide it by the days of the month. And now you have a daily goal, and that's what you guys need. If you guys want this cash, if you want the company's money, you cannot try to get it on the last 3 days of the month. You can't start. You have to start now, guys. Start now planning how much you need on a daily basis. It's plan, do, review, guys. Plan, do, review, right? And if you're off just a little bit, like in your car GPS, he or she won't let you make one little turn without saying, hey, U-turn, U-turn, U-turn. You miss your, like, it's instant. You don't want a GPS that lets you go 5 miles and says, hey, you should have turned around. So don't look at your volume. Don't look at your back office twice a month. You guys, I watch it every day. Now, I know in the beginning that might not be critical, but if you're moving into Pro 3 range or you want some of the company's money, I'm just going to tell you guys, you're going to have to pay attention to it. And I heard something today, and I've been sharing it. Well, I heard it before, but I'm sharing it today. What you inspect is what gets done, right? Like, let me go back to my notes exactly, because I wrote it down. It's on my iPad. Hang on a second. I gotta give this to you guys, because this is hand in hand with what we're talking about. Okay, people do what you inspect, not what you expect. People do what you inspect, not what you expect. So if you expect your team to be a Pro 3 or you expect them to be a Pro 4, they're not unless you inspect the numbers with them. Inspect the numbers, show them what they need, help them, and do it on a daily basis. And you're going to be really happy you did. And then we got another month to do this again. So Gary, if you want to add anything else, I've been watching. I think we've covered ourselves pretty good on here. This is just, like I said, a high-level tutorial of the back office. And once again, we're a little bit got our hands tied. I would have loved to just open up my back office. There's just highly sensitive information in there that I don't want to upset anyone with. I could show you the numbers. There's literally over 100,000 names in there with 100,000 different volumes, okay? It's just, can't do that, right? So what we've done tonight is the best that we can do for now. I would say if you have some specific questions, put them in the Team True Blue Facebook group about the back office, and let us go in there and drop some videos, some voice videos or some comments, and help you answer those questions as a team. So Gary, thank you for being on here tonight. I appreciate you doing this. You are phenomenal with the back office. You know it very, very well. And this will be recorded and be up within 24 hours, guys. And one thing we haven't said, I'm just going to announce it now if you don't know, there's daily pay, guys. If you're a Pro 3 or above, you're getting daily pay. I saw one of those little deals come in my back office today. I got paid today. Like, this is awesome. Daily pay. If someone you personally enroll, or even a roll-up, like if they get a platinum, silver, gold kit, there's roll-ups. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, get the Pro 3 and you'll figure it out when the dollars just start hitting your account. Daily pay, that has kicked off from the company the need to update the compensation plan and the overview, the PDF. So there's a new one that just came out yesterday. So hope this stuff helped, guys. We're going to keep throwing stuff at you. You guys have all the tools. And if you're not a Pro 3, here's what you do. Go get the launch guide at teamtrueblue.org, click launch, print it out, put 25 names on the list, and take them through ITT. And if you're not a Pro 3, at the end of those 25 names, put another 25 names down and put them through the 3-step ITT. And if you're still not a Pro 3, put 25 more names down. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat, guys. That's what you do. So, and if you're Pro 3, go help your new people go rinse and repeat. It's really that simple. So thank you guys for being on here tonight. Thank you, Gary, again, and we will talk to you guys soon. See you later.
Bye, guys.